And welcome back to another episode of the Listen Nissim podcast. I'm here today with
Bailey Meyer. Thank you again for having me, Justin.
Thanks for coming in today. We're really excited to interview you. But first, a word from our sponsors, the My Israel Student Short Film Competition and Festival, co-sponsored by the Jewish Federation of Greater Philadelphia, as well as the Gershman Philadelphia Jewish Film Festival. What does Israel mean to you? For high school and college students. Deadline, May 2nd, 2019. Thank you so much to our sponsors. And we're here in the studio with Bailey today. Once again, thank you for being here.
No, it was great. It's great to meet you because we are both Temple University students, and we're both in the entrepreneurship program in many ways, even though we have different majors. One of Temple's recent buildings is the 1810 Lycoris Walk building that was renovated, and one of their new programs is the 1810 Accelerator, a new program for people who want to work on their creative projects in a somewhat isolated but still community-driven space. We had a big meeting yesterday, Tuesday, March the 25th, I believe, about some of the guidelines and more so to introduce everyone and get together with everyone, and that's where I met Justin. Justin, can you tell me real quick a little bit what you do first?
Of course, this is Listen Nissim. You get a glimpse at behind the scenes of the world of Jewtronics, my Jewish EDM project.
Lovely, lovely. And you were telling me more about it yesterday. I am unfortunately not Jewish, but I am diabetic. So it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what?
Really?
And it's a great comparison that you're drawing, and it's not unfortunate not to be Jewish. You know, we're all thankful to be human beings in this world, and we just need to love each other.
Oh, of course. And that is the big topic in many ways of my project that I'm working on right now. I'm not going to give out a name yet because I'm cruel in that way, and I want to be mean to the audience. But more so because we're going to reveal a lot more stuff about the project in the near future. But that doesn't mean I'm not still willing to talk about it. I would love to talk about it some today, and that's part of the reason that Justin brought me in here.
Great, so let's get started. Normally with our guests, we like to talk about your grandparents' generation, then work to your parents, and then get to you, and then we talk about the future. So why don't you start with your grandparents?
Absolutely. My grandparents, I know that I believe my grandfather was Irish, and he was I know that one of them was Irish, and one of them was German, and one of them was also a Protestant, and one of them was Catholic. Funny enough, sometimes I forget which is which, but I think it's my grandfather. I think my grandfather's the German one based on the way that he talks sometimes. He's got a little bit of an accent to him, but he, of course, had 9 children. He was in the Navy in World War II, and that helped out his family a lot. There was also a point where he was very close to losing his job near Christmas after he already had the 9 kids and wife to support. But there was a journalist who wrote about his plight and his struggle, and that really helped him out a lot. So my family goes back a little bit with media and things like that. One of their youngest sons actually, named Joseph Meyer, is my father. In his college years, no, I believe a little bit after his college years, he met my mother, Harriet Meyer, born in North Carolina and raised by Southern grandparents. Southern grandparents to me, I should say. And again, my father was raised Catholic and my mother was raised Protestant. So that created a very interesting household for me, and then after me, my younger sister, and then my younger brother.
And that's good.
Of course, yeah.
So now, let's talk about you.
Me? Oh, finally, my favorite subject. What do you need to know about me?
Let's talk about your decision to come to Temple and your decision to start building a business.
Oh, of course. Well, my decision to come to Temple was I was raised in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania for a large majority of my life. That's where I went to high school, for example. And in high school, there are a few different colleges that the school really, really likes to talk about, such as Penn State, Temple, Westchester, a few of those. And I looked at these, and originally we took a tour of Temple, and we weren't all that impressed by it. But we came back and took a second tour, and it really took a shine to me and to my parents. The thing that ultimately decided for us to come to Temple was that a lot of the AP credits that I took in high school transferred over. So that was able to help me save a lot of money, which is an increasingly important thing in college nowadays. Now, and another reason that I went to Temple, I almost forgot, was that I am a huge Super Smash Brothers fan, and of course I've gone to lots of different tournaments and things like that. And there's one game that I played in the series specifically, Project M, that for a while has kind of a controversial history to it, and at one point was considered dead. It was a dying game. But Philadelphia has always been one of the most important and successful regions for Project M. So during my high school years, I was able to meet a lot of different Smash Brothers Project M people in the Philadelphia location. And I already had a lot of friends already coming in, which is great. And it's been great so far. It's helped me get into a lot of senior parties. Now, having a business specifically, my business is called Meyer Pictures. My last name is Meyer, so I thought, why not be narcissistic? But I must confess, this is a name I came up with when I was 10 years old. That's why it's so simple. When I was 10 years old, I started making comic books, singing songs, things like that in my elementary school, and every Friday, our teacher would allow us to present these in a kind of cafe. It was called Krause's Cafe, and I made a logo for it and everything like that when I was that age. And people enjoyed this stuff so much. They enjoyed all the stuff that I made, and I decided I need to do this. I need to stand on my own, and I need to create media that will enrich future generations. Because in a lot of ways, media, there are two really important forces in our world. That's government and there's media, at least in my opinion. Government is obviously what creates and enforces laws that hopefully reflect the values of a society. And a lot of times media is not only what reflects the current values of a society, but creates those values as well. And that has a lot of power. It's what tells people what is and isn't considered important, for better or for worse.
It's a great point.
Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, my company, Meyer Pictures, there's a specific motif with it in the sense that a lot of different logos, for example, and I love logos. I love graphic design and things like that. A lot of logos, there's this idea of, can your logo work in black and white? Can it be transformed into other things? And I thought, you know what? My logo doesn't work in black and white. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that was the strength of it. My logo is a kind of Z-shaped, lightning bolt-shaped, yin-yang type symbol. I'm not saying it is a yin-yang, but it's very similar to a yin-yang. It's the lightning bolt that... Yeah?
We're actually getting our first caller for the show.
Oh, the first caller. Lovely.
Hello? Hello, you're the first caller on Listen Nissim. Do you hear him?
Unfortunately, I can't hear him right now, but hopefully he says something good and...
Hello? Looks like it might be a prank call.
Oh, no. No, I'm more than familiar with prank calls. I've never been good at them, but that's more than all right. Anyway, the Meyer Pictures logo is inspired by the lightning bolt of creativity when it hits you, because often I find with a lot of people, creativity is something that, and I'm sounding really pretentious right now, creativity is something that hits them in a eureka moment, similar to Isaac Newton when the apple fell on his head, Martin Luther King when he was writing the famous I Have a Dream speech, and so on and so forth. It's like the muses whispering into their ear. But getting back to what I was discussing before, the yin-yang type symbol is represented with red, blue, and purple, and it's an idea of dichotomies coming together, which I would like to express both in the fact that I want this to be a corporation that merges both quote-unquote corporate and quote-unquote creative interests, so there isn't the idea of...
We're actually getting another caller
Another
on
call,
the show.
lovely.
Perhaps you can just continue talking to our guests about the
No, of course.
about the idea.
It's the red and blue.
Let me just introduce.
Sure.
Hi, we're live on the show on the Listen Nissim podcast with my guest today, Bailey Meyer.
Yep.
And right now we're recording live, and he's just talking to us about his project.
Hello. Thanks for calling in.
What's the project?
Oh, the project right now, I'm working on a project. I'm going to call it Project Zero because I don't want to give out the full name specifically, but it's a stage play that I'm working on. And I'm working on it with another student here at Temple right now. And even if you're not into stage plays, I understand. Hopefully it'll be something that a lot of people will be able to enjoy.
I am.
Oh,
I was on the faculty at Dartmouth at Film and Theater 20 years ago.
really?
Yeah. But look, let's talk next week sometime.
Absolutely. I would love to do that. Your name is David Parry?
Parry with an A. P-A-R-R-Y.
P-A-R-R-Y. Thank you very much. I really am delighted to find other people interested in this subject. Thank you.
Yeah, check out my webpage, davidparry.org.
Sounds good. I will.
And then we can talk. And then we have, cut right to the chase.
Of course, of course. Thank you very much.
I like your title. I like your working title.
Thank you. It's going to be very similar to the real title. I'll give that away. I'll give that away to the listeners.
I can't wait to meet you.
Thank you so much, and likewise. I'll talk to you later, all right? And I'll get on davidparry.org. Everyone make sure to check it out, okay?
Thanks.
Did you hang up? Okay. Great.
Thank you very much, Mr. Parry. Thank you for calling in. And real quick, just to finish up, that red-blue thing represents in a lot of ways the dichotomies coming together, because in the center of the logo there's a purple sphere, and that represents, again, two dichotomies coming together into one unified whole, which is a lot of what I believe in.
It sounds like we're all reaching singularity, universal consciousness.
Of course, of course.
So real quick, this is the part of the show where we listen to a song, the original Jewish song, and then we hear the remix of the Jewish EDM style.
All right.
So let's hear it. This one is called Vayehi Bimei Achashverosh, and let's hear what you think about this rendition. We'll give you about 30 seconds to comment, and then we'll play for you the new Jewish EDM style. You ready?
Okay, point to me when you want me to start talking.
Sure.
Wow, immediately I hate it. No, just kidding. If there was ever a song like this to be made into EDM, this would be the one. Like, you can instantly tell. I can instantly see why you chose this song.
What makes you say that?
It's very heavily beat focused and about creating a hook. It's almost more about the hook than anything else, like a lot of EDM songs today. So I totally get that. But this rendition, too, is really great. Good job to everyone performing it.
Yeah, this is actually by the KBC Yitzchak. It's actually Cantor Yitzchak Halfon and the Kharkov Boys Choir. That's Cheder Menachem Kharkov. And this was actually in the year 5773 in the Kharkov Choral Synagogue.
Sounds good. What country can I ask, are they from? Do you know?
To me, when I hear the word Kharkov, I tend to think of countries like Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan,
yes.
perhaps Russia or Ukraine or Belarus. What do you think?
I was getting that vibe from it too, the little bit Eastern European
Yeah.
/ Russian in some ways,
Mhm.
that general area.
So are you ready for the EDM rendition?
Yes, I am.
This is called Deep Purim by a well-known artist named Leviticus with a Y.
Oh.
Let's hear it. By any chance, are you a singer?
A singer. I sang a lot in high school and I sing casually now, but I don't do a lot of singing for the school right now, but I love to sing.
Okay, well, another part of this section, this segment on the show, is that we have our listeners try to harmonize with me spontaneously.
Oh, really?
You want to give it a shot?
Sure.
We'll let the drop happen, and then when it picks back up, I'll start.
Okay.
And just go for it, okay?
Are we doing lyrics or just la la la? So
La la la.
Sounds good.
All right, ready?
Yep.
5, 6, 7. La 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 I'm really digging this version. What do you think?
I am. This fits right in the club. Weird way to word it, but still.
Great. And this is actually the perfect segue to our product sponsors today.
Sure.
Today we are brand ambassadors of Organic Trio, a fruit and birch water strawberry. If you asked me, it was disgusting, but we have to just talk about it. So, here's a drop. Sorry, I'm musically sensitive, so it's hard for me not to ignore that.
You know, I've had this before, Organic Trio, fruit and birch water, and I actually think it's pretty good. And since I'm diabetic, there are only 9 carbohydrates per serving, and there's only two servings per container. Despite this, definitely is more than the 16 grams. So I would definitely recommend this to a lot of people.
Interesting. For me, it tasted like artificial sweetener.
Mm.
Do you want it, perhaps?
Yeah, sure.
I just
I'd
took
love
a
it.
sip, and I appreciate that they want to be our ambassadors.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, it's a good opportunity to teach a blessing that we say in Judaism sometimes over a drink like this. It translates to something like, "Blessed are you, God, King of the universe. Shehakol niyeh bidvaro," that everything may be in His word, His creation. Kind of, it's a very esoteric, mystical interpretation. But
Of course.
we're thankful, to be able to eat and drink.
Of course.
So we only have 2 minutes left on the show, and we want to thank you again for coming on.
No, thank you for having me. I would love to, before we go, just real quick discuss a little bit of what my project actually is. We spend all this time, and I don't even mention it. Right now I'm working on a project. It's a stage musical about video gamers, YouTubers, and a video game convention. It's about stardom. It's about, even more so, wanting to be loved and having the presence of others who you have loved, even when they aren't physically there, be it in one way or another. It's something that I'm working on with another composer at Temple right now. I'm a freshman and he's a senior, so hopefully we'll get that figured out. Also, if any of you out there like going on YouTube, there are definitely some people who will start talking about it when the time comes, but I really enjoy writing it, even though it can be difficult. So if anyone out there is writing stuff, don't worry. Not every line has to be the most memorable one, because not every line is remembered as the most memorable one.
And where can we go more to find out about it in the future?
In the future, that's actually something I'm working on right now, so I don't want to give any concrete answers, but there definitely will be places to look for it in the future. In fact, I might even come on again in the future to speak with it a little more.
That'd be great. And where can our followers find you online?
Oh, online. I am on a few different places. I'm on Snapchat, Twitch. I don't do anything on there. Instagram and Twitter especially. I'm at Jedi Squidward. Jedi from Star Wars, Squidward from SpongeBob. All lowercase, no periods, no underscores, no anything like that. I post a lot of weird stuff, though, on purpose. I have a strange sense of humor.
Great again. Well, we look forward to having you in the future. And this is Nissim from the Listen Nissim Experience signing off.
Thank you very much.